But let's open up with a more serious, somber moment. We're going to remember Madden. As you all know, John Madden passed away at the age of 85 on Tuesday, which is yesterday. Um, and it's kind of a sad day in football. For most of us, we don't even remember John Madden for why he's so great. We remember him for the football game. We remember him for being the great color commentator. But understand, none of that stuff happens without him being a legendary coach, a coach with a 70% winning percentage, a coach who never had a losing season, and a coach who walked away on top and coached arguably one of the best teams, one of the best dynasties, one of the best eras in NFL football, and the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? That's John Madden. And for somebody like me, I wasn't alive for the 70s, so I couldn't watch that. But I was able to catch him he won Emmys on all four networks, calling football. I remember him on Thanksgiving. I remember the boom. I remember the game. Like Madden 95 was like the first Madden like I ever played, and I was terrible at it. And you just watched how the game grew and grew and grew, and you really felt like you were a coach on the field. I mean, I know as a kid, that's how I learned different players. That's how I learned like the fringe players and stuff right there, because you're seeing them on the game. And if you're like me, I used to do a franchise. So now I'm like putting a team together, hard salary cap. I wasn't one of those weirdos who turned the salary cap off. So you actually have to learn like decent players and stuff like that. And then you're putting like what you see on the game to what you see on TV. And because I don't play Madden as much anymore, I honestly don't think I'm at the sharp of a personnel guy as I was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But I just want to say thank you to John Madden for your contribution to football, for your contribution to this world. I mean, because just from the smiles you put on people's faces on Sundays and Mondays, calling the games, or the fights that you've caused because of your football game, and the many friendships that you brought together by people playing Madden. Like I skipped a lot of class my freshman year playing Madden. Like I made my friends my freshman year of college playing Madden. So thank you, John Madden, for what you've done for the football community in the world, man. Hey, what's up, Parlay Pete? You got any words for Mr. Madden?
Absolutely. And as always, it's a pleasure to be here on the Big Baby and Friends Thursday football podcast, Asterisk Wednesday. Um, yeah, no, you kind of, took the words right out of my mouth. I think that John definitely had an impact on the game greater than we realized just because we didn't get to see him coach and stuff. Um, but obviously, he was known for being the coach of the Raiders for about a decade. Obviously, won a Super Bowl, and like you said, never had a losing season, which I would imagine at the time was kind of unprecedented. I know now that we got a guy like Mike Tomlin who's never had a losing season either today. Um, but of course, with Madden, it's bigger than even just, he got his credibility, of course, by being the football coach that he was. But then when he became a commentator, that's how a lot of us, at least for the most part, anyone that's, what would you call us? Millennials, I guess, that era of people, we know him probably. If you were a football fan, I mean, of course, the video game, I think that's how a majority of people know him, especially Gen Z and anyone. Everybody knows him because of the football game, but certainly the first time I was really introduced to him, I would say, I mean, yeah, I had the early man games too, like just as a kid, but like I remember him calling games too, like, and so
He went from, you remember when he went from Pat Summerall to Al?
yeah. Why do you hate Al so much?
I just, dude,
I love him and Al. Him and Al were really good. But yeah, I remember when he was with Pat Summerall, and it's funny too. I watched a clip the other day because I remember this game so vividly. It was a Monday Night Football game back when Monday Night Football was on ABC, and it was the day after Brett Favre's dad had died, and they played against the Raiders, ironically at the Black Hole, and Brett Favre threw for like 320 yards in the first half and 4 touchdowns, and you know, it's crazy because I remember, like, I can vividly remember that stuff. I remember John Madden's last game. He called the Super Bowl with Al against it was the Cardinals and the Steelers Super Bowl. That was the last game he called. But certainly, he's, in terms of importance in terms of contributions to the game of football, he's probably on the Mount Rushmore, I would imagine, just because of how popular the video game was, but B, because he was a successful coach and obviously just an all-time great commentator. He'll sorely be missed, and it's kind of crazy. I don't know. Did they come out and say what happened? Because they said it was sudden, and I think it's ironic too that this happened, or it's a coincidence at least. Like, it happened as soon as they're dropping the bio kind of on him.
Yeah, I know I've not seen anything that came out. But I used to live in Monterey, and he lived in the Monterey area, specifically Carmel by the Sea, which was about 10 minutes from where I lived at. Spent a lot of time going to the beach over there, just walking around. And apparently, Madden used to walk around the neighborhood every day on his daily walk. So he was still being out and active and stuff into his later years. So it's sad, man. It's unfortunate, but I wish I had a lighter in here. So I'll put a lighter up, but I'm definitely not about to pour no Lobos out for anybody. Can't do that, John. We'll
take a drink for you, John.